Hi guys, welcome to another section of Learning with Prepclass. I am tutor Chima and I'll be anchoring today's section. In today's section, we are going to be looking at past question on Chemistry Jamb 2017. We've been on this section for some time now, and now we'll be looking at questions 26 to 30. I believe so. Yes, we're looking at questions 26 to 30. Yes, 26 to 30. All right, guys, before we bump into these questions, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos. When you look below there, you see a notification icon. Click that icon and activate it. When you do so, you'll be the first to be notified whenever we have an educational content like this on our channel. Feel free to use our comment section to drop questions, maybe questions on this video, questions on the previous videos you've seen. Always feel free to use our comment section in asking questions. You can be kind enough to share our videos so that it's going to reach as much viewers as possible. Having said that, guys, let us go straight to the business of today. Question 26. In the manufacture of iron in the blast furnace, iron 3 oxide is mixed with coke and limestone. In the manufacture of iron in the blast furnace, iron 3 oxide is mixed with coke and limestone, and different reactions occur in the process. Which of the following statements is true with respect to these reactions? A, is it that the coke is a powerful reducing agent and easily converts the iron oxide to iron? B, is it that the calcium carbonate reacts with silicon 4 oxide, that is sand, and earthly impurity in the ore to form calcium silicate? Is it that the coke will react with the iron produced to form steel? Is it that the calcium carbonate decomposes to give calcium oxide, which then forms calcium silicate with earthly impurities? So they're asking us which of this one is true of one of the things that happens in the extraction of what iron using the blast furnace. So now we need to analyze these 4 options to get the correct answer. Now analyzing it, option A, option B, option C, option D. Now for option A, the coke is a powerful reducing agent and easily converts the iron oxide to iron. That is false. Although coke may be a reducing agent, but that is not what happens in that reaction. What happens is that the coke is converted to carbon 2 oxide because they usually blow hot air into that furnace. So that coke now reacts with that hot air to form carbon 4 oxide. The carbon 4 oxide now reacts with excess coke to form carbon 2 oxide. Or some carbon will now react with the hot air to form carbon 2 oxide. So the coke is converted to carbon 2 oxide. It is the carbon 2 oxide that now reduces the iron oxide to the iron. So the reducing agent there is the carbon 2 oxide. It's the carbon 2 oxide that reduces the iron oxide, the ore, to the iron. So option A is false. It's not good to go. Option B. The calcium carbonate reacts with SiO2 and earth impurity in the ore to form calcium silicate. No, the calcium oxide does not react with the sand. What happens is that the calcium carbonate decomposes. The heat there forces the calcium carbonate CaCO3 to decompose to calcium oxide. The calcium oxide then reacts or combines with the impurities like sand to form calcium silicate. So option B2 will not fly. Option C, the coke will react with the iron produced to form steel. No, that is not what happens in the blast furnace. So that's false. Option D, the calcium carbonate decomposes to give calcium oxide, which then forms calcium silicate with earthly impurity. That's true. And that's what I explained here too. That the calcium carbonate will decompose to form calcium oxide, which then reacts with the impurities to form calcium silicate. So only option D is true. So the correct answer there is option D, that the calcium carbonate decomposes to give calcium oxide, which then forms calcium silicate with the earth's impurities. 27. an electron this. Okay, the electron of two atoms Y and Z are arranged in shells as shown above. The bond formed between the atoms of Y and Z is, so this is Y, this is Z. They are asking us if they combine, what will be the bond formed? So let's see. Okay, analyzing this, we see that Y has 4 electrons in its outermost shell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Z has how many electrons in its outermost shell? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Z has 7 electrons in its outermost shell, the last shell. Y has 4 electrons in its outermost shell. They can only combine covalently because Y having 4 electrons, it cannot easily donate 1. For it to donate 1, it must have between 1 to 3 electrons. That's the metal. Because it is 4, it will prefer to share. It cannot easily donate 1. Z can accept electron. It will never donate. It's a non-metal. Can accept electron or to share. So I said, since Y has 4 electrons in its outermost shell, it cannot easily donate electrons. Rather, it will combine by sharing electrons. Z has 7 electrons. It is a non-metal which can react by either accepting electrons or sharing electrons. Therefore, they will combine covalently because covalent combination simply means sharing of electrons. 2 atoms will come together and share electrons. And equivalent, one will transfer, one will receive, but covalent they will share. So since they cannot transfer to each other, they will share. So they will combine covalently. So the answer is covalent. They will combine covalently. 28. A gas sample with an initial volume 3.25 dm cube is heated and allowed to expand to 9.75 dm cube at constant pressure. What is the ratio of the final absolute temperature to the initial absolute temperature? They are talking about volume and temperature. That is Charles' law. So they are asking us the ratio of the final absolute temperature to the initial absolute temperature. Final to initial. Final to initial. So from Charles' law, we know that V1 over T1 equals V2 over T2. V1 initial volume is 3.25. V2 initial final volume is 9.75 from the question. T1 and T2 are not given because they're asking us to find ratio of T2 to T1. So when you cross multiply, you have 3.25 T2 equals, this times is 9.75 T1. So if you divide both sides by 3.25, you have your T2 to be equal to 9.75 T1 over 3.25. This will cancel this to give me 3. So T2 becomes 3 T1. So since we are looking for the ratio of T2 to T1, divide both sides by T1. So all over T1, all over T1. T1 will cancel T1. So T2 over T1 will remain 3. So the ratio is T2 over T1 equals 3 over 1. That's 3 is to 1. So the answer is 3 is to 1. Very simple. 3 is to 1. 29. The chemical used for coagulation in water purification is, the chemical used for coagulation in water purification is it aluminum tetrasulfate 6? Is it copper tetrasulfate 6? Is it sodium tetrasulfate 6 or calcium tetrasulfate 6? It's aluminum tetrasulfate 6. That's what is used in coagulation of water purification. So aluminum tetrasulfate 6, that is alum, is the most common coagulant used for water purification. So I know many of you have heard of alum. That alum is a brand of aluminum sulfate, and that is what we use as water for water purification. Coagulation means that it will force the sediments down, leaving a very clear water. So the answer is A, aluminum sulfate, aluminum tetraoxosulfate 6. 30. A liquid that will dissolve fat is, which of these liquids will dissolve fat? Is it hydrochloric acid? Don't be fast to go and pick an acid. Is it calcium hydroxide? Is it kerosene? Is it water? Analyze the liquids, all of them very well. Now you will see that All the liquids listed above are polar solvent except kerosene. You can see that all of them are inorganic liquids. Sorry for that. All of them are inorganic liquids except kerosene. Kerosene is an organic liquid and is even an oil. So if kerosene will combine, oil and fat will combine now. These two are polar solvents. They are inorganic, but kerosene is organic. So I said here that all the liquids listed above are polar solvents except kerosene, which is a non-polar solvent. Fat is a hydrocarbon, just like kerosene, and it is non-polar in nature. Therefore, amongst all listed, only kerosene will dissolve fat. So what will dissolve fat there is kerosene. So the answer is kerosene. Alright guys, we've come to the end of today's section of Learning with Prepclass. We'll look at past questions on Jamb chemistry for the year 2017. We solved questions 26 to 30. So if you look below here, you will see a link. Type this link on your browser and load it. It's going to take you straight to our WhatsApp group. When you join us on WhatsApp, you'll be getting updates and infos on the latest content we have on YouTube. So till you see my educational videos again, I still remain to the Chima. Bye and do stay safe.